This is a question that gets asked a lot by businesses. How much should I spend on digital marketing? Hey, it's Paul Tobey. Welcome to our channel here for Training Business Pros on YouTube. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I'm going to actually talk about this whole digital marketing picture and how much you should spend as a established business. If you're a startup, it's probably a little bit different. If you're an enterprise, it's probably a little bit different. But typically, if you're a small business, you've been in business for a while and you want to up your digital marketing game, it's good to know what you can expect. And I'm going to give you 4 things to look out for, 4 areas that you want to spend money on. And then in the 5th thing, I'm going to tell you who you should be looking for in a digital marketer or digital marketing agency. And we're going to dive into it in just a second. So we're talking about how much you should actually be spending on digital marketing. And again, I've got 4 key areas that I want to go through. The first one is website. Now, a website is not a marketing plan. In fact, in most cases, when you build a website, it tends to collect a lot of cyber dust if it's not done correctly. It's really about getting traffic, which I'll talk about in number 2, but the website itself, what you're really looking for is user experience. And it takes someone with their own professional experience to know what users actually do. These are companies that have tracked users before. They're following them around the website. They're seeing what they do. They're looking at time on page, looking at things that they click. User experience is probably the most important thing. So if you're looking for pretty, okay, that's one element. But what you really need is once a user enters our website, be it through a home page, a landing page, or whatever page, you want to make sure that you keep them there. And that's not an easy thing to do. So what you're looking for is a company that understands the user experience, some good hypnotic copywriting techniques. They're good designers and they're good at getting people to interact with the website. What should you be spending on this? I would think as a small business, anywhere between $8,000 and $12,000. Okay, so it might sound like a lot of money to some people, but it's an investment in your business. And it is the place that most of your customers will go to find out more about you, whether they find you on social media or through some video or through word of mouth. They're eventually going to make their way to the website looking for some evidence that you know what you're talking about. And the website should be really up to speed. And I think a website that's built on WordPress, built by a digital marketing agency, and someone with experience between $8,000 and $12,000. You could spend more than that. I've seen projects, I've sat on boards where we spent tens of thousands of dollars on a website. But for a small business, I think that's pretty much what you're looking for in the beginning. All right, number 2. Again, a website that doesn't have these things kind of collects a lot of cyber dust. You want some traffic, and there's really 2 ways of getting traffic. One is SEO, search engine optimization, and 2 is SEM, search engine marketing. Search engine optimization is when you want to be found as a free listing in a Google search. And yes, we're talking mostly about Google. But if you show up in a search and you're on page 2, you're not going to get a lot of traffic. You really want to be 1, 2, or 3 in the search engine results page. Not an easy thing to do, especially if you're talking about highly competitive terms. Anyone who knows anything about search engine optimization will tell you that it's not an easy thing to do. So you are going to spend money, but it does have a long-term effect. So if you pay a company to optimize a single keyword phrase, which I do a lot, that phrase can rank pretty high for a long period of time without a lot of extra effort. There's effort that's put into it up front, but then there's the long-term value of that. So you're paying for it once, but then you stop paying and it keeps working for you. Now, I've gone after highly competitive keyword phrases for a multitude of businesses. Doesn't always work, but I think you're looking at, for a highly competitive keyword phrase, about $3,000 for one keyword phrase. Now, I'm not talking about long tail 5-word, 6-word keyword phrases. I'm talking about three words, like, for example, licensed insolvency trustee. That's a highly competitive keyword phrase. And to rank for that is not the easiest thing to do. And I think $3,000, maybe even a little bit more than that, is a fair price to pay for that because it has a long-term impact. Search engine marketing, on the other hand, is paying for traffic through Facebook ads, Google ads programs. There's a lot of places where you can buy traffic from. Anyone who's going to manage that is typically going to charge you a setup fee, and then it'll be $500 a month, up until $2,500, and then it's 20% of spend. So basically 20% of what you're spending on your ads, or $500, whichever is more. I hope that makes sense. And that's kind of standard in the industry. So if you're looking to get more traffic to your website and you want to buy some traffic, that's pretty much what you're in for. I manage a lot of AdWords budgets for many clients. I have some clients that spend upwards of $10,000 a month on ads, and they're basically paying me 20% of that spend to manage that for them. Again, you got to have experience for that. All right, number 3, where the real money is in follow-up. And you and your company don't have time to follow up with every lead. So leads are coming in, they're being ingested by the website through web forms and lead pages. And what you need is a CRM, or an automated CRM, customer relationship management software, that manages that intake, follows up with people based on trigger points. For example, if you have a freebie giveaway on your website, the customer requests it through a web form, it sends it to them automatically. If the customer doesn't receive it or open it in a day, it'll send it to them again until they actually do what you want them to do. And then they enter sales funnels, and then they enter fulfillment funnels. This is a really great way of managing all the redundant tasks that you as a small business absolutely do not have time for. Now, as someone who is a partner for the CRM Infusionsoft and a partner for Groundhog.io, I would say that you're looking at around $8,000 to $10,000 to set up the CRM first time out. Now, if you want to build more campaigns and more funnels on top of that, of course, that's going to be extra. But somebody who really knows what they're doing in that area, and again, it's a skilled thing. This is not something that you can just pick up overnight. I have hours and hours and weeks and years of training and experience in doing this. And that's typically what I would charge a client to set up a CRM. So, and of course, complexity, numbers of funnels and whatever, it can add to that significantly. But that's really what you're looking at to start out. And then finally, one of the digital marketing strategies that often gets overlooked is video marketing. So if you're looking for a company to help you make videos, edit them, get them onto YouTube, build the channel, you can't really look for any results before 4 months. For example, this is a relatively new channel here on YouTube. We have some older videos, but we have a new push. We're only in month 1. But we know, based on experience with other clients, that when we get to 4 months, there's going to be an explosion of events and a lot of traffic generated. It's kind of hard to say what you would spend on that because it depends on the amount of videos you're making, the amount of effort that you're putting into it, the amount of editing there is to do, and there's a ton of search engine optimization to be done in YouTube to get those videos to rank. So it's a lot of experience. I would say on average $1,000 per video is what you're looking at for editing, getting it posted in YouTube. Okay, so those are the 4 key areas: getting your website, getting some traffic, set up the CRM, and obviously video marketing, which I think is one of the things you should be looking at as a company. That's what it's about today. Video, video, video. You want to prove your worth as a company. You want to tell people what you do. You want to be professional about it. You need to make good videos, and you need to get them visible. By the way, it's a lot easier to rank a video on YouTube than it is to rank anything on Google. Number 5. What should you be actually looking for in a digital marketing agency or a digital marketer? So who is that special person? First and foremost, somebody with experience. Second, look for somebody that has some experience with that person that can refer you to them. Once you get to them, make sure you're asking a lot of questions. Make sure you see what the outcomes and benchmarks that you're looking for. Because typically, digital marketers don't really get paid based on results unless that's built into the contract. So for example, most of my executive consulting clients for digital marketing are paying month to month. So I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be paying that if we wouldn't be consistently creating results. I would say in terms of professionalism, obviously years of experience, but somebody who speaks your language and somebody who can explain to you clearly what they're going to be doing and how much they're going to be charging you for it. This is how I've been doing business for the past 15 years as an agency. It's worked out really well. And if you want to talk to any of my clients or see any of those projects, please let me know. And any questions you have about the content of this video, and tell me how your digital marketing is working out in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. That'll really help this new channel here on YouTube. And of course, subscribe to the channel because there's videos being made just like this one pretty much every single day.